Hey everybody, this is Sam once again from Renegade Soul. You can see all of my information at www.renegadesoul216.com. You can also join the mailing list on that website. I am on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, all at Renegade Soul 216. I am also on YouTube at Renegade Soul 216. Please make sure you follow me on all of those platforms, including Twitter. I don't think I mentioned Twitter, but also at Renegade Soul 216. This is a series of interviews that we're doing with clients, old and present. And today we have Courtney Williams with us, and she is going to answer a lot of the same questions that some of the other clients have answered, and maybe a few more. We'll see. So without ado, Courtney, why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
So again, hi everyone. My name's Courtney Williams. What do? I do a lot. So first and foremost, I am a licensed social worker. I'm currently working at the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, which is a mouthful. And working from home gladly. And we've been working hard for the past however long as COVID has been to really serve like a lot of the seniors in the community. So my department does a lot with the senior centers and meals, like home delivered meals and things like that. So we've really been ramped up. I'm a mom and a wife. My little one is 2.5 years old, going on 22 years old, of course. But that he is the light of my life. He is he's adorable little kid, and he is smart and keeping us on our toes. My husband and I right now actually have recently started doing like different pop-up shops and things like that. My husband has a kind of like music promotion label called Surf Club 216. So we've been doing like we put on showcases for Cleveland artists in the past, like, you know, ways for Cleveland artists, poets, rappers, vocalists, things like that to get their art out. And so we've kind of had to flip it and go virtual. So we've done virtual pop-up shops lately. We're going to do a virtual showcase and try to do some things like that. So and that's new for me. So I'm like a wife, partner, co-CEO kind of thing. So it's cool. I'm kind of getting into my groove with that. And
that's dope. Yeah. I don't think I knew that. That's dope.
Yeah. So yeah. You'll have to get on one of the pop-up shops and talk about Renegade. So we would love to have you on there.
Oh, I certainly will. You ain't said nothing but a word. So tell them how you know me. How did we meet?
So I was blessed to meet Sam in grad school. We had a class, and I feel like the professor was, excuse me, Nuckin' Futz. She was a little. What
class was this?
She was a little Cocoa Puffs. And we ended up in like a study group together, and we just vibed because that was the intensive weekend classes that
you came onto my cohort.
Yes, I was in classes with your cohort because I was a part-time student, so I went as like a person working that case. And so they allowed me to do intensive weekend classes because of my work schedule. And otherwise I never would have met you or like Ryan and some of the personalities that so Tasha, like,
I don't even remember what class we had together. I just remember it was that paper at the last minute.
It was a sexuality class.
Oh, her name.
Remember that?
Her name was Samantha, right?
Yep. And she went off on us in class one day, and we was like,
I do remember that. I do remember that.
Yep. And that was awesome. And we've been cool ever since. We took one of my favorite pictures together at graduation.
Yes, I love that picture. I'm gonna find it and make sure that I include it with the email.
That's a dope picture.
So dope. Yeah, because we graduated on the same day.
Yeah, we sure did. Yep. So we got up out of there.
So we graduate from grad school together. We both come out with a social work degree. And we follow each other on social media and so on and so forth. Life continues. And then you find out I'm going to be a personal trainer. What are your thoughts?
I feel like you were the perfect person for the job. Because if anybody can whip somebody into shape for something, it's you. And not in a bad way, but you have that motivational personality, that kind of spirit that just be like, what she got going on? I'm trying to see what she doing. So I thought it was, seeing your journey, I thought was just really, really dope too. It was very inspirational. I will say it's probably a couple times I was sitting on my couch scrolling through Instagram like, oh, I need to do it. I need to get my life together.
And it just kept scrolling like,
yep.
Oh yeah, she's doing that. Not today.
And you may not have known this, but when we were in grad school, I was working out during that time. I would have some evening classes, and I would leave evening classes to go to, I was actually at New Life, and I was doing like the boot camp program. I was doing spin and things like that. But I think it was that last semester of grad school,
baby,
and I got busy, and I went to Guatemala, and then ever since I came back, I kind of I fell off since then. So, and that was right around the time you had gotten started, was when we graduated, right? Yeah. Or a little after.
Not quite, but yeah. I mean, it was, I was in my journey during grad school, but I didn't actually start training other people for probably another year or so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So. And so now I'm a personal trainer, and you decide to come on and train with Renegade Soul. Tell them why you decided to come with me.
Okay.
Other than knowing me.
Right. So this is actually a deeply personal story. So I'm actually working through this right now. However, I do not mind sharing, because it's definitely part of my journey, and I know other people could possibly learn from my story. So earlier this summer, my husband and I suffered a miscarriage, unfortunately, and that was really, really rough. Even before that happened, I had started with COVID and working from home and everything like that, I was definitely a lot more a lot less active than I had been, and I wasn't that active to begin with. So I was already looking for, I had lost some weight just from starting to change my eating habits, and finally some of that last little having a baby weight was coming off. And when after I had my miscarriage, I knew that I needed something for my self-care, for my mental health. Was my first priority. Actually, it wasn't even my physical health that was the first click. But I knew that with the loss that I had gone through, I knew to reach out to you. And it's so funny to me, Sam, because you would just little stuff like, I would post a picture, you would be in my comments like, I'm ready for you. Like, waiting for you.
Harassing folks. I know.
So yeah.
It was out of love. It was out of love.
But thank you for doing that, because when I went through that, my first thought was, I need to reach out to Sam because I know, as far as the loss that I went through, that she can help me in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. And I really did want to get my body together. I remember how good working out made me feel. I know they say endorphins and all this other stuff, but when you look better, you feel better. You know what I mean? And then of course, just like my physical health overall, I wanted to feel better. So it's I felt like with you that went hand in hand. If I reach out to you, I could probably tap into both of those that I was looking to get some help in. And that's exactly what I got. Yep. So I got my self-care because like I've said, being in the gym for me is the only time of day where all I have to worry about is exactly what's going on right now. Just getting through this next set, getting through these 500 jump squats. That was personal. You see, that was personal because that was today, y'all.
And it's her birthday.
She's like, oh, happy birthday, 500 jump squats. I was like, oh, okay.
Happy birthday, 500 jump squats.
Like, so you don't want me to walk on my birthday, but that's cool.
You didn't know.
Right. But it really is like it's my time for the day. I love my husband, I love my kid, but they be at home, usually still sleep. And I sneak out in the dead of the morning to make it. Yep.
That's awesome. Thank you for being so open and sharing that story. I know that's hard. This isn't one of the questions that we talked about, but it is a newer program with Renegade. When I talked to Courtney about coming on, I asked her, did she also want counseling? And I'm incorporating counseling and personal training as one package. But this one was different because I also sit on the PAIL committee, which is the Pregnancy and Infant Loss Committee through the county, through First Year Cleveland. And her loss was specialized, and I wanted to get her to our counselors through the Our Wellness Network that we set up. So this is outside of Renegade, but it's still, you know, I just funneled her right over to one of the best counselors that I know, Danielle Goggins. And I was like, you're going to love her. And I sent her straight to her. Yeah. And she's been doing both. So, and I think that it's been working. Like she'll come in and she'll say little things, and you know, we can talk and we can hug it out, and then I can send her on her way to do them 500 jump squats. You know, it's like, it's a perfect balance, you know. But I think that counseling and personal training for me just makes sense, right? But I'm a counselor and I'm a personal trainer, so for me it just makes sense. So, and I think that it's making sense for other people. So, do you have any thoughts on that? Or
well, even for me, I'm glad you said that, because even for me, having been a therapist, I used to work with mainly kids, but having been a therapist, we are the worst people to go get therapy.
And that was
that was my biggest thing. So for me to get out of my comfort zone, even with that, and be a client and not a therapist, and just be able to let, like, oh wait, you mean I don't have to be ethical? Like I could just say whatever I want because this is a safe space? Like, oh, okay, this is it. Yeah. So it's that being able to tap into the pregnancy and infant loss network was great for me, and I've since recommended it to other people.
Amen.
Have a loss, which was not easy either, you know what I mean, because that's also open up yourself to a little bit of vulnerability, like, hey, I went through this, but I think you'll benefit from this. But there's some power in that, you know what I mean? So I'm very glad that you
have to hear it from your people. You can't just see a commercial about it. You can't see an advertisement online about it. You got to hear that from your people, and then you'll consider it. So when I said, hey, I'm going to send you through our wellness network, I gave you the phone number and I said, hey, did you make the call? Oh, you didn't? Make it today. Oh, you didn't make the call? Oh, make that call today. You know, like, and I'm just like harping on, hey, make sure you make that call, because I know the person behind that phone call. And if she's not going to take you, she's going to put you with someone else that I know. You know, like, I know that you're going to be well taken care of. And that was the powerful thing in that. So I'm just so glad that it's working for you. It's hard work, you know, that mental piece, and doing the counseling and therapy. Oh, you think lifting heavy is hard work, right? The real heavy lifting is the mental work.
That mental work,
exactly,
and emotional work too, because like there's been some therapy sessions where I've literally just had to, because I felt heavy here, not here. Not, and maybe it was leg day too, but you know, I had to sit down for a little bit. But no, and to be able to come to the gym and be like, hey, this is what I did in my last session, and for you to be, all I had to say was 2 words a couple weeks ago. You knew exactly. You just gave me a hug, like, come on, mama knows.
And you stopped me dead in my tracks. Like when you said it, I stopped dead in my tracks, because I was like, oh, that was hard. I already know that was hard. Come here, give me a hug. Let me love on you for a few minutes.
Right.
You know, and that's the beauty of what I'm trying to do with the Renegade Soul program, and sending people where they need to go for the specific counseling that they need to have, and let it work in conjunction with the personal training. Yeah, because there are times where we don't even start. You know, let me tell y'all, Courtney late every day. She can't make it in time to save her life, y'all. And she walked in like 10 minutes late, and I could see on her face like, well, something ain't right. And you know, this was a few weeks ago. Something ain't right. What's going on? And we might have talked for about 20 minutes. We never even started, you know. And I think that that's an important piece of it. Courtney is also my first client of the day. So, And then even when the other clients came in, you know, we just was in this circle, just finishing this conversation.
Yep.
It's important, you know, you just have to have a place where you can unload sometimes. There are times when over the summer we just stopped and just had prayer.
Yep.
You know, we talk about this in other interviews with other renegades where they talk about, you know, Sam will stop everything and be like, okay, we're gonna have this prayer right quick.
Yep, you need to pray. Even if before you even say yes, you join the hands.
Yeah. You look like you need some prayer. Come on,
right.
y'all. Hurry. No, you're like, no. I'm like, come on.
And even and it's gotten to the point to where with other renegades, I know to look for with other renegades now too, because there's been some other time where other renegades have come in and I'll be like, it's all right, it's gonna be okay. We got this. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes.
Yeah. So I just love where that's heading. I love the program itself. And I'm just so happy that it's working for you. So
thank you. And thank you so much for leading me in that direction. And that's part of it too. Like you said, the importance of you having been through that journey too, and being able to tell me like, yeah, you need this. You know what I'm saying? And we can, like you said, you can see an advertisement all day, but hearing that personal experience is nothing compared to that. Yeah.
Right. So you join Renegade, you go through the counseling. What are your thoughts after you join?
So let me just, my first day, you know how on Friday they said he gonna cry in the car? I think I might have. Because I was like, that car. And not to sound too negative, but I was like, I am fat. I ain't done this in forever. I waited too long. I'm old. I mean, I was just,
girl, how old
really, that's just that first day. I was really kind of down on myself because I was like, oh, I suck. But looking back on that, I kind of realized kind of what you were doing in the sense you were trying to get a feel of where I was too, and you know, in the sense of letting me know too, like, okay, this is real. Like if you doing this, you gonna do it. And I even told my husband when I came back home that first day, I was like, oh, this real. She not like I'm doing this.
This bitch is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
I said she had me pushing a bench. I think it was either the bench or the punching bag. And I was like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. She wants a refund. No,
nobody likes that. Yeah, but you had already paid for the month. So
right. Gotta stick with it for at least the first month, right?
Yeah.
But to see where I am now as far as my physical abilities, even in my stuff, and of course I still have some ways to go, but to see the change from that first day, even like my breathing and just be able to do it, you know what I'm saying? Even if I do look at you crazy, which I do every time.
Kicking stuff. I'm like, did she just kick the air? I mean, what is she kicking at right now?
My favorite part is when the renegades walk past each other and kind of give each other that look like she on one today.
All of y'all crazy. I'm the sanest one here.
Yeah, because you know why? Because we keep coming back, so we're really the crazy ones. Because we keep coming back,
and y'all keep paying.
And we do it at home.
Yeah, and the funny
let you torture me at home.
Yeah, y'all be doing it at home, at the gym. You know, y'all all the way in. I love it, but you know, y'all ain't crazy by yourself because I get it too. I pay a crazy man too. I show up every day. So you know, it just flows downhill, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then after that, I did really appreciate the support. You know, I won't say any names, but I've been in workout programs where I felt like the individual did not really support. It was just like, here you go, here's a plan, here's a meal plan, do it. And there's no really support. Nobody I could talk to or complain to or anything like that. So after I joined, I realized I was getting more than just a personal training program in a sense, but it's like a full wraparound. You know, we got the other renegades. I like doing, I unfortunately wasn't able to do it because Kingston swim classes took over, but being able to go on the walks with other renegades and things like that. And then of course the WhatsApp group. So yeah, that's another thing. And then I just realized too, after I joined that I kind of felt not beating up on myself, but I kind of felt like I could have been done this. And just in the sense that I look at where I started in July and it's December now, and I would have never thought that I would have been keeping it up this long, but it's just like now that I'm in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm in it. Yeah.
Wow. You started in July. What is the time?
Right. Wow.
That's crazy. That's great though.
And it's been a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
amazing. Yeah.
and I'm proud of myself too for being able to really carve out the time and the funds to do it, to really, and I really feel like I'm putting myself first when I do that, which is
Amen.
something that as a mom that I do not really tend to do.
Yes, choose
Yep.
yourself, because if you're okay, Kingston's going to be okay. The
Right.
husband's going to be okay. Everybody's going to be fine, but you got to be
Mhm.
okay first.
And can we talk about the trickle down? So I'm glad you mentioned my husband and my son. So my husband recently, one of my sorors, her husband reached out to him. He has a group called Husky Body Strong Build for men. And my husband he's worked out before. He used to be like a champion wrestler in high school. So he's a big guy anyway, but he works physically, so he don't work out. So he started a couple weeks ago a 21-day challenge. So he's been working a 31-day challenge, excuse me. He's been working out every day. He does his like workouts that he got to do. And sometimes I join him. I think the first day he did it, I was like, I can't let you have all the fun. Put my little sweatband on. I was right next to him. And so my son has seen that, like when I do my virtual workouts, he was home with me like the day it snowed real bad.
Yeah.
And so he gets on my step and he looked like he was trying to do push-ups. He like, I work out, mommy.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's definitely been trickling down through the family.
Always watching.
Yep.
Always, everyone around you is watching. Your husband, your kids, your friends, even people that are following you online. You'd be surprised. They never say anything, but they are watching. Yes.
Yep. And I shout out to one of the other renegades. And I know you was just he was teasing us when we first saw each other at the gym, but Michelle, she reached out to me this weekend. Actually, I posted a picture and she was like, just shout out to you for keeping it going and getting the results that you want. So shout out to Michelle.
We have
I know my soror, Michelle.
She's from Michelle.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I remember when y'all ran into each other. I was like, call each other on the phone.
Right. Because I'm like, that's my chapter soror. I'm like, oh, stop it. You love us.
I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
Right. And I think you had on your Zeta mask that day too. You had on the blinged out Zeta mask too.
Yes, I did. I'm like, y'all go over there with that red.
And what? With that red.
It's all Greek love. It's all Greek.
Oh, and real quick, so I did want to talk about that because that's another thing that I love. My line name, like collectively, our line name,
I love it.
Renegade.
Yeah.
So I told her, I was like, it was fate for me to be a renegade. Like,
and she come in with her line shirt on, and there's Renegade on the front. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So that was cool.
I totally love it. Totally love it. So what's your favorite memory so far?
You kind of already touched on this, but I would say I was having a bad morning. When me and my husband aren't clicking, everything is off for me. And we weren't clicking that day. And we were doing the outdoor workouts because it was nice outside. Oh, that's such a good memory too. It's cold today.
You were ready to kill that day.
Yes. I was upset. And I got lost on the way there. I showed up just all out of sorts. And y'all formed a circle around me. Quickly. I think you told me to take a lap, but walk it off.
Yeah. In fact, I had you and another renegade, whoever was there, I was like, y'all go for a walk.
Yeah.
We had prayer, and then I had you go for a walk because you were through. Like, we wasn't going to get this workout in.
Yeah.
In the state that you were in. So you had to go walk that off. Yeah.
Tears. Yeah.
And by the time you came back, we started. And another renegade showed up and she saw you and she just started praying. She just walked right up to you and she hugged you and she just started praying in your ear. So we had a whole nother prayer session.
You sure did. That's how you know you look a mess. When somebody just grab, don't even say, come on.
That's how
lay hands.
Pissed you were though. Like, I don't think we can even, and only a spouse can take you there.
Oh yeah. And it's all about that energy. It's all about that energy. Yeah.
Listen.
And by the time my workout was finished, me and him was cool.
Right.
I know he probably was happy when I went to the gym, like, please take your ass to the gym.
Let's go.
Excuse my language.
Take all this energy to Sam. Tell
Take
him
it on the
I
weight.
said you welcome.
Yep, and that was a good one too. We sweat, we ran up some steps. We got it in that day. So yeah.
That's amazing. That's good. I remember that day, girl. You were so mad.
Yep.
I didn't even know what to do with you. I was like, we're just gonna have this prayer. We're gonna, Lord, you take it from here.
Yep.
You ain't doing nothing today, you know.
Yep.
So what's the best thing that you've learned so far?
And I hope this does not sound cliche, but the first thing that pops into my head is trust the process.
Oh God. Yeah.
And I have to tell myself that a lot. There are days like right now, I'm just sitting in between two different numbers on the scale.
Yeah.
But I'm losing, I'm dropping dress sizes, I'm dropping pant sizes, I'm dropping waist beads over here. I'm fitting in the clothes I couldn't fit in before. You know what I'm saying? I have a new confidence about myself. So, and that is all part of the process. Yes, losing the actual weight looks great on the scale, but the whole process is how you feel. Like I said, my physical ability is getting better because 500, if you had told me 500 drum squats on my first day, that'd have been my last day. Okay. Like you're trying to kill me.
I've done that to people before, you know.
Like, oh, she want me to die out here. Not COVID, not COVID-19, Sam 19. Take a girl out. But
you came back too.
Right. And even being able to, like, I think I could do maybe 100 straight on a good day. You know what I'm saying? And I doing those little challenges with myself and everything like that. And it's like I said, it's all part of the process. And I really do have to trust it because even when I think, because the skills, we like to measure, you know, our weight loss journeys, our workout journeys with that scale, right? And we really
and I'm over here like, fuck that scale, man. it doesn't tell the whole story. And yes, we do look at the scale and we do, you know, but we also look at, I get text messages from you from time to time talking about sizes. So why don't you share with them your latest sizes? So tell them what you started with and what size you're in right now.
So I had been in a 2X even when I was pregnant, before I was pregnant. And even I had lost maybe 20 pounds at some point, and just because my proportions, whatever, I was still in the 2X. So I think maybe a couple months ago, and I was telling you this, I said I bought some 1X stuff, and you was like, buy an extra large. And I was like, you
still buying 1X?
Wait a minute, like I can't buy no extra large. That's not gonna
fit. Had that exact face and everything.
My money.
With that face and everything.
Yes, and I was looking at her like, Dad, you know, let me celebrate the 1X first, you know, before I go.
And I'm looking at her like, no, you just wasting time buying the 1X.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
And shout out to my sister, because she said this day, she came over to me and she fussed at me so but she like, what's this 1X stuff? What are we doing with this? And I was like, well, I don't know what size I am in this brand. She was like, don't buy no more of these. All that stuff within, from the time that I ordered it to the time that I got it, all of it was too big when I got it.
See,
all of it was too big when I got it. And that was a 1X. So I couldn't even be in a 1X comfortable before. Recently, I ordered some stuff Black Friday and I was like, all right, let me get these extra larges and see what we talking about. And dare I say, I got on my extra large leggings right now.
Hey, all right.
Yes, and it's very exciting because I've been plus size since high school, you know, probably since I got out of high school, you know what I'm saying? So being able to shop, like, you know, I still sometimes, like I had gotten, what was I talking about? Torrid is the new clothing place I was looking at. And I was with a friend and she's like, what you looking at that for? She's like, I don't even know why you shopping on it. What you need that stuff for?
That's so good.
And it's part of it is I have to get out my comfort zone. I'm used to being the plus size girl and being able to slay like that too. And I'm still that body positive person, but I'm in the extra large now and I feel comfortable. You know, I like how I look in my clothes and everything like that. And like I said, this is all part of the journey. Yeah.
And you do have to trust the process and just go with it. Yeah.
Yep. So and not to get too risque, but, you know, I recently, you know, went on a little trip for my birthday and I got some clothing items to take with me and I look great. Okay, I just got to brag on that. I look great.
Better brag on it. You better let us know.
And even liking myself, of course, my husband, he gonna like it no matter where I am, and I love him for that. Like, and shout out to my husband for being a motor. Every day I get up at whatever time in the morning where I'm rushing and tripping over tennis shoes trying to get out the door, he always tells me, "I'm so proud of you." And I say the same thing for him when he finishes his workouts. But with that motivation too, it's been awesome. But even with him, like I said, he would love me any size, but me loving myself in those type of clothes, like lingerie and stuff like that, and being comfortable and not being like this, like, I love that, so, and at age, I'm 32 today. 30. So that's a great feeling for 32.
Amen.
Yep.
Good. So tell us, what goals do you have for the next year or so? Have you thought about it?
Yes, I do want to talk about that for sure. So just being transparent, I still need to work on my eating habits big time. I kind of fluctuate between not eating enough or as often as I should. Like I'll get to working, I won't really take a lunch break because I'm at home anyway, and I'll just eat later. And then by the time I do eat, I might eat something quick or eat like one big meal instead of getting in the amount of meals that I'm supposed. I know. And it's not the stuff that I eat when I do eat isn't bad, but it's the timing that I eat it and everything like that. So I really do need to work on my nutrition, because I feel like the fupa, I feel like that's what she's saying to me every time I still see her. It's the food, girl.
Hey,
it's
girl,
the food.
hey.
Yeah.
I understand.
Gotta get your metabolism right. What you doing? So yeah, that's one of my main goals.
It's an important thing because you went into the counseling program. I did not touch the food program because it just would have been too much, right? How many weeks do you have left on your counseling program?
So I think we'll be wrapping up a little bit after the new year. Okay. So probably about like another 4 weeks or so.
Okay, because I'm gonna punch you with the food after that.
Okay.
I'm coming for you, girl. I'm coming for you.
And like I said, and I'm ready for that trickle down too for the whole family. So
yeah, and it does. I'm actually really quite surprised at how much of my meal prep my kids are nibbling in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if there's one bite left in my plate, here comes that little boy, and he's like, you only left one bite of this green bean.
Well, your food always tastes better than their food.
Yeah, apparently, but I'm looking at it like these old fuck ass meals, and y'all want this? Y'all got fried chicken fingers.
Like, I mean, rice cakes. What's going on?
You want my rice cake and peanut butter?
Listen, that status when you said you wanted to slap that sloppy Joe out your husband's hand, that's gonna be me. That is gonna be me.
A domestic dispute. It was about, but that was during it. So, I'm out of prep now, right? Right before my competition. There was no wiggle room in my meal plan. I had to stick to the plan and trust it. And I mean, I was totally depleted. Like I could have shit. Yeah. And he was walking around with this sloppy Joe sandwich. We was out of buns, so he toasted the bread. This is very important. He toasted the bread, girl, and put some cheese on it. And you know what I mean? Like he
went all out.
Then he was like walking around like, "Ooh, this is about to be so good." And I almost knocked that shit.
Only a spouse will
take you there, honey. Because even my kids run out the kitchen when I'm in there. They like,
oh yeah.
She on prep. Let me just make sure, get this out the way. Let me hide these chips before she throw them out, all of that. So yeah, he was about to lose that sloppy Joe's.
Hold on, let me fix something for him. I got it.
And while you're moving, finish talking about your goals for the next year.
Other than that, I just really want to keep it going as far as working out with my husband. I really like for us to maybe do a lot more working out together, a lot more physical things when stuff open backs up, whether it's walks and things like that, and getting my cardio together, which I love doing step. So I started doing like the live classes on YouTube during the day. It's like my little break from work too.
Yeah.
And the sweat that I get from that. So I'm really trying to get some of these steps down because they're making me look like I don't know what I'm doing.
Extreme hip hop with Phil, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yep. So he be doing different turns and stuff like that. So that's one of my goals is to get all that down because they be doing all the fancy stuff. I got to get the footwork together.
Girl, I used to know all of that stuff, but he started doing that new stuff, and I ain't been to steps since he left the gym. So, girl, I fall over right about now.
Oh yeah, it's a workout, that's for sure. So I do, and that was part of it is getting my cardio in because, like for me, if I don't carve out the time, it's really a time issue for me because once I get home, I get into work and mom mode, and everything else that's for me tends to go out of the window because I'm in go mode. You know what I mean? So make sure I'm carving out more of that time for my self-care and things like that is definitely part of my goals. So.
Hey, man, that sounds like great goals, actually. And
thank you.
Always remember to take care of yourself and choose yourself throughout the process. It'll always work out for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So any last words for the people before we close this interview out?
I just want to say shout out to my fellow renegades. Everybody keep each other motivated. Everybody looks amazing. I have to say this. I told Sam she got the booty crew because the way she be working our legs and backsides out. And so I'm actually looking forward to doing more, once everything opens back up, doing more things with the Renegade crew. Yeah. And just thank you for, I know you're saying to choose yourself, but thank you for choosing me. You could have told me, no, I ain't got time for you, girl. I was got so much going on. Right.
This one here, she coming with me. And then when we were in another separate group and you talked about losing a baby, I was like, oh, she's coming with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So thank you for that. And just for anybody watching this, there's always a motivation to choose yourself. So when you find yours, if you're not already with Sam, choose yourself. And that's for anything out there. Even if you don't call Sam, just put yourself first. Believe in yourself, love yourself, and love everybody else because that's what we really need right now. The world is crazy. Yeah. So yeah, spread love. That's one of my biggest messages. Yep.
Yes. So you all heard it here first from Courtney, straight out of her mouth. I am again Sam with Renegade Soul. I can be reached at www.renegadesoul216.com. My email address is sam@renegadesoul216.com. I am on Instagram at renegadesoul216, Facebook at Renegade Soul 216, Twitter at Renegade Soul 216. You can reach me on just about every platform. I think I even got a TikTok account, even though I don't check it that often, and I need to get better at that. But again, at Renegade Soul 216. So just, go online, look us up. You'll see all of the renegades getting it in. I post everyone all of the time, and we have so much fun. I mean, I cuss and I fuss. I pray too, though,
Bro, you said something to me at the gym. I think it was last week. It's one of the other clients kind of looked at you like, why are you talking to her like that? And I was like, oh, it's okay. We both like, oh, it's fine. That's what we do.
Yeah. Oh, somebody else's client. They were like, oh my God, did she really just say, yeah, honey?
Yeah, that's what we do.
Out.
And I just be like, all right.
That's all right. Or my favorite is when I'm like, bend over. And then I break out the song, bend over, bitch, bend over, bitch, bend. And then all the renegades are always like.
I always tell you, I was like, you always trying to get me into some compromising position. I don't have time for you. Legs up, all types of stuff.
So much fun. But we get these results.
Yes,
and
we do.
Take care of one another because let me tell you, they all talk about, what I do for them. And none of them are talking about what they do for me. And none of them are talking about, all of the messages that they sent to me during competition prep. Like, I got some of the most amazing messages from all of the renegades during competition prep. Like, and some of them, they were in renegade fashion. I remember one day waking up to a text like, bitch, go do that cardio. Like, we want you to win. Go do that cardio, bitch. And I was like, is she talking to? I'm gonna go do this cardio though, you know, like
Right.
they want to win. I'm gonna give them a win.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And that was like, and then just giving it back, like you motivate us, we motivate you.
Yes.
You understand when we going through stuff, and we understand when you going through stuff. Because I think we were supposed to do this interview like a couple weeks ago, and you text me like,
I can't do
it's
it.
just a lot. I'm tired.
It was peak week.
And you like, and yeah, and I said for you, anything, like of course, because
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? You could have
Yeah.
wrote us off a long time ago for our little quirks and stuff like that. So
I was just like, I can't even do it. And she was
yeah.
like, oh. I canceled like 4 interviews that day because I was supposed to just do them back to back. And I was like, I'm going to bed, y'all. I can't.
Yeah, it wasn't even a question. Like,
yeah.
like why you even schedule us anyway?
No problem. But I'm glad that we got it in today.
Same.
On your birthday, no less. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's a good time.
And you got
Thank you.
Them jump squats in because you didn't just do 500. I think you ended at 300 before I finally let you go. So you did 500, 400, and 300.
Yeah, I told my husband, he just looked at me like,
yeah, but you still owe me 200, 100. We just didn't get to it.
Yeah, okay. I got you. Look, I got you. Listen, put me to work. I already know.
Yes, honey. And you guys heard it here first. She's gonna finish them last 300 jump squats. So thank you all for tuning in. And until the next interview, which will be next week, then you guys make sure you're tuning in for every last one of these. We are doing them until we hit every renegade, and some of the older renegades that aren't with us anymore, I've been reaching out to them too. So because again, once a renegade, in my heart, always a renegade. We all have different reasonings that we're not together, but we're still part of one big family. And you know, I just love everyone that's been with me. You know, I love on them. And I watch them and I'm like, hey, I see you still doing that. So, and it's very, very important, I think. So with that said, I just want to thank y'all for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We will see you soon. Say goodbye, Courtney.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.